All right, I think we're good to go. Welcome to this live. Hopefully, this is not going to be a very long one. It's going to be really a sharp and quick one. Um, I had done a video on the Fashola, former Governor Fashola interview on Chinese TV and with Shane Kimbaloye. But you see, having to look back at that interview, I thought that there's something we may have missed, or a couple of stuff that we may have missed, and I think that we should. It's worth going back to look at. There's some salient um, thoughts I want to draw from the much that's that interview brought forth. I now this is not to vilify former Governor Fashola. I respect that man. I think actually, he's probably one of those that Tinubu should have been pushing to be president instead of him, throwing himself into the ring. But it's what it is. But so this is not to even vilify Fashola or call him out. I respect him. I respect him a lot. In fact, before now, um, Fashola was a darling of all. Before now, before the APC got into power and he became the super minister in quotes, minister of works and the works and housing. So, and the APC has not really fared well, so it rubs off on everybody. So, Fashola used to be the darling of all. So, I am not even coming here to vilify him. But you see, the much that he said in that conversation with Sheung a couple of days ago, I think he leaves a lot of questions, unanswered questions. Um, I have the interview on this phone, and we're just going to go through it together, so I can pinpoint all of those issues. Then we can probably share our thoughts. And if you're online, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section, and you can also acknowledge by just dropping a message that you're watching. I'm already seeing a couple of viewers, and thank you for joining the live. Um, so before I get into the analysis straight away, basically we're just analyzing the interview that former Governor Fashola, the Minister of Works, had with Shehu Kimbaloyi of Chinese, and I thought that there's that's I'm worried. I'm worried to see the line of thoughts. The line of thoughts that Mr. Fashola told, and especially if you have to look at all of the right hand men, some of the close associates of Tinubu, who is president elect as declared by INEC, who all things being equal will be sworn in as president come May 29. And you see the much and how his close associates are thinking. In the other day, we saw the much that Bayo Nanoga, the tweets and all of the thoughts that he shared concerning the much that happened in Lagos in the government election, the ethnic bigotry and all of that. And you say these are the right hand men, the close um, um, men of Tinubu. And then he lists a lot. He lists a lot because all things being equal, if Tinubu is sworn in, he's going to be president for at least for another 4 years. And it really worries me. So we'll just go straight away into the more that I need to bring out from all of the stuff that Fashola said. But before I even get into that, I want to, because it's based on values. We are looking at values here. We're looking at ethics. We are looking at principles. We are looking at how it appears that we are continuing to lower the bar when it comes to leadership in this country. I think that Nigeria is at a crossroad. We are still having to deal with the fact that we are being tagged as the most corrupt country, on earth, or one of the most, probably ranked in one of the top three. And we would think that we want to do better going forward. So it needs to look at the character and how the people who are having to take over the reins of leadership are thinking and are considering matters of ethics and politics, ethics and principles and values, matters. So Albert Camus is a famous Algerian philosopher, a dramatist, and a writer. He won the Nobel Prize for literature in 1977 or thereabout. And I'll just share the much that he said, one of his very famous quotes. He says, "A man without ethics is a white beast loosed upon this world." I'll say that again. A man without ethics is a white beast loosed upon this world. And then in the same line, Miles Monroe, you know Miles Monroe, the famous preacher who is late now, he says, "People become leaders when they make the decisions." I'll take it again, sorry. "People become leaders when they make the decision not to sacrifice their principles on the altar of convenience or compromise." I'll read that again. Miles Monroe says, "People become leaders when they make the decision not to compromise their principles on the altar of convenience." It appears that going into the conversation that former Governor Fashola had with Shane on Channel TV, it appears that he didn't really give much regards to, you know, principles, values. I just go straight away to the interview so that you can see exactly what I am. Probably you are lost now, but if you watch that interview, you should already be getting where I'm driving at. So let's just look at it. I'll just play. I hope you'll be able to.
So the process can be important.
Let me just drag. I think it's from the 40th minute. Okay.
That's the assurance you and watch them play for 90 minutes. Trust them
Just watch and
to do it well and believes that there's nothing you can do.
I'll just give my analysis as we go.
In the good like Jose Mourinho, you got it. So those are the two. Those are the two state party chairman.
So basically, Shane was trying to get into comment on the Guinean passport controversy that emanated a couple of days ago. And I know that he did, if he was the interview, he did try to evade the question, he did try to shy away from the question, but Shane kept getting at him. And I think on the fourth occasion, he responded. But even before that, in trying to defend his principal or his former boss now, president-elect as announced by INEC, Bola Tinubu, he struggled very hard. He struggled seriously. And beyond struggling, he also, I think we'll just play. Let me just play. I will.
The returning officer.
There's a lot to
for
say.
The election. And Lagos was in suspense for 3 days until they found the returning officer. And
so Sherry is going to ask him the question anymore from now.
Does he really have a dual citizenship? That's the Ashwaju story.
He tries to evade the question again.
Story now.
Sorry.
That's the Ashwaju story. But does he really have a dual citizenship? That's the Ashwaju story.
He tries to evade it again.
And so the more difficult it gets, the more it brings out the best in him. And for me, I think that now that all of these hurdles have been surmounted, maybe there's a divine purpose to it. Maybe perhaps, just perhaps, this is where Nigeria begins to turn in the most positive way forever. Because sometimes this is just...
let me make a comment on that as it has to do with this whole situation being a divine purpose. Fashola says maybe there's a divine purpose to it. Now, Sheon tries to get him to speak on the Guinean passport situation, so it jumps into this. Now, we'll go through it, and it appears that Fashola is trying to say, even though he quickly had to go back on his statement, but it's like if in a Freudian slip. We cannot pretend that we are not hearing the most that Fashola is saying here. He says maybe there is a divine purpose to it. So yeah, basically saying, yeah, all of the much we are saying about Tinubu, yeah, maybe it could be, yeah, it may be true, but maybe that's how he has to get by. Maybe it's all right for Nigeria to, maybe it's God's will for Nigeria to, have a president with all of these issues, having a an origin that is trying in misery, the whole issue of the drug-related controversy, the age controversy. So former Governor Fashola is basically saying, yeah, we know all of these things are true, but maybe it is God's will for him to be president, so we are going to have to just accept it. Now, there's more I would love to say on that, which that is actually very horrible. That is quite horrible for a man like Fashola to be talking that line, to submit totally, to this line of thoughts. It's very worrisome. It's very worrisome. But I'll just continue playing.
That's what it is. Because governance is not about sainthood. It is about efficiency.
That is.
It is about performance. It is about delivery. So Bola Tinubu is not a saint. I am not. I doubt that you are. No, I am not a saint. I mean, so, if you're a saint, you should be never. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, so anybody that will lead Nigeria's
Sheon is giving the right response. Okay.
Issue of consistency in the person's life. Why does he have so much controversy? And the third time I'm asking, does he have a dual citizenship? Character is important.
I need to say something. You see, Sheon says, for anybody who will be, of course, in defense, Fashola says, Tinubu is obviously not the same. He is not the same. Sheon is not the same, and all of that. You see, when we reduce the conversation to that, we shy away from the fact of the matter. What is the fact of the matter? The need for us to have people of integrity in public office. The need for us to have people of high moral value in public office. Isn't this what every decent society espouses? Isn't this what every decent society isn't this the minimum standard for any decent society? So when a man as enlightened as Fashola, who's been a former governor of a state like Lagos, who is a minister, who's been in government at the highest level, reduces the conversation to this, then it's worrisome. It's really worrisome. It bothers me, especially if you have to consider the fact that a man like this will probably be occupied, be receiving one of the top appointments when Tinubu becomes president, if that eventually happens. So if he can reduce the conversation and try to shy away from, real issues, it worries me. It really, really bothers me. Now he says, let me just take it back a bit and play again.
Maybe perhaps, just perhaps, this is where Nigeria begins to turn in the most positive way forever. Because sometimes this is just what it is.
So it's just what it is. We just accept it.
Because governance is not about sainthood. It is about efficiency.
That is serious.
It is about.
That is serious. Governance is not about sainthood. It's about efficiency. Can somebody please tell Mr. Fashola that actually governance is about sainthood? If I want to replace the word saint now with value, with integrity, governance is about integrity. Because if he says governance is not about sainthood, basically we are saying that he is trying to say that even with all of the issues with Tinubu, come on, as long as the man can just get into office and deliver, no. Basically, what Fashola is saying is that where all of the murders that happened indirectly, even though you may not admit that, because we live in a world now where people say things and try to shy away from taking responsibility for the murders that they say. He's saying, all of the murders that happened in the presidential election, all the murders that happened in Lagos in the governorship election, all the murders that happened, we should just let it go. After all, Tinubu can deliver decent leadership. That would be fine. So the end justifies the means. That's basically what he's saying right now. That's exactly what he's saying right now. And I think Nigerians must call this out. We must not allow this just pass by. We must call this out.
It is about delivery. So Bola Tinubu is not a saint. I am not. I doubt that you are. No, I am not a saint. I mean, if you're a saint, you should be never. And at the end of the day, for anybody that will lead Nigeria's president, issues of character, issue of consistency in the person's life. Why does he have so much controversy? And the third time I'm asking, does he have a dual citizenship? Character is important. character is relevant. You know, I tell people when you read the story,
you see the way he tries to beat it down, water it down, like,
and how he got the bill that ended slavery passed. If you read the process, you will not take the result. Go and read it. So, but it was about doing a good thing at the time. And I'm not saying anything, so nobody should read innuendos to what I'm saying. But all I'm trying to say is that
now he catches himself there. And with all due respect to Mr. Fashola, nobody's reading anything. You've caught yourself in your own track. Like, are we truly saying, because he's directly saying that processes don't matter anymore. And you know, this is about the presidential election. This is about the most that happened in Lagos. So processes don't matter anymore. We can just let it go. You know, let's just move forward. I wish the end can never justify the means. So I am surprised. I am surprised because, and it worries me that these are the people that we eventually get into power. You know, processes don't matter anymore. The process that brings a leader into power matters. In fact, it's the process that determines the outcome, the character of that leadership. So it worries me. It worries me. I am shocked that former Governor Fashola can reduce the bar, can take the bar so low. It's so shameful.
The process is important, no matter who the process can be important.
You are just downplaying the process, sir.
But sometimes the people you impact, and there is a level of integrity beyond which you should never compromise anyway. So those are issues that are settled because they are value issues. Societies are built on them. So I should not be misunderstood. But
we are not misunderstanding you. We are not misunderstanding you. You say what you said.
All of the accusations that have been leveled against him have been either unproven or there was no evidence offered in support of them. But they have run along for a while. I know one of them, which is, so they said that he owned the Oriental Hotel.
He's trying to shy away from the real issues.
When that story broke, Dele Alake is
this has no connection with the subject of the conversation. He's just trying to shy away from the real issue.
I said, no, they're wishing me well. Don't deny it. I was there. And the story has gained a life.
Does he have a stake?
No, there was no stake. The place was a swamp. The owners of Oriental Hotel, according to the story, were the people who used to own, I think, Golden Crown on Ikorodu Road, and they wanted to relocate. The whole of that Uzumbamba was a refuse dump, including the place where Jim Movia built Civic Center. I was in government when they gave it to him. We used to recover dead bodies there. So it was like, build something there so that we can protect. And that was how they came along.
So what about the issue of dual citizenship? This is the fourth time I'm asking.
Dual citizenship. I know he carries a Nigerian passport. I don't know about dual citizenship. I know he resided abroad when he went on exile. I don't know if they gave him American citizen there. What does that have to do with the results of the election?
It's all about the elections anyway. As long as you won, you know.
Once we are going there, the last time I checked, I think that Nigeria's constitution allows you to have dual citizenship, doesn't it?
As a president, you need to recheck the constitution in respect of being a president.
No, it's place of birth. It's place of birth. If you were born to Nigerian parents, I think that I will check that, but I doubt that the Nigerian constitution makes it makes you disentitled if you have dual citizenship, because the constitution allows you to have dual citizenship.
I've not gone into the words and housing, and I'm really running out of time.
Because you are pressing very, very tenuous grounds.
You know what? Two things happen here. It's obvious that Mr. Fashola was dodging the question, and I can narrow that to two reasons. It's probably that he thinks that the controversy, so as it has to do with the the Guinean citizenship is serious. I don't know. I don't know how if that is really something to hold. If it's as serious as some persons are making it instead saying it in certain quarters. It's either that he, because he's a lawyer, so it's either that he thinks that it's actually serious, or he wanted to just shy away from it. Because if you notice, the APC have largely shied away from it. Or he wasn't prepared to answer the question. He probably didn't have all of the information from the constitution. Yeah, he's a lawyer. I'm not. This is not taking anything away from Fashola. Fashola is a fine intellectual, very intelligent, exposed. So this is not to say that it doesn't take anything away from his intellectual capacities. He's been a minister. He's been in government. He's been governor. So he's probably he's probably not seen gone through the constitution in recent times. So he probably just didn't have enough information as regarding the matter of dual citizenship, because he struggled. He really struggles to attend to the question there. So that may be the reason he was dodging the those are it has to be one of those two. It has to be I stand to be corrected. But you see, my issue, like I said in the beginning of this conversation, the issue here is not even the controversy per se. It is how former Governor Fashola is so has so conveniently reduced issues of values in leadership, issues of processes that from the much that he said in this conversation, it appears that he really doesn't think that processes matter. The process that leads to a leader emerging, the process, processes. He appears to justify, the end justifying the means. Yeah, it's easy to deduce that from the much that he said here, and it worries me, and it really bothers me. I am bothered, especially considering the fact that these people may, eventually become, the leaders, going from May 29th. If Bola Tinubu becomes president, I doubt if Fashola will not get a major appointment. His experience in governance, his experience in governance at that level. So I don't see any reason why they will leave him behind. And if you have to compare that with the most that all of the officials in the APC campaign council, the Bola Tinubu campaign council, and the more that they have been doing, some of the things they have been saying, they've really gone extreme. The bigotry we experienced in Lagos, the voter suppression, and how they defended all of that. It worries me. I didn't expect that Tinubu will, jump into the foray to go this low. I didn't think that he would join the bandwagon too. So sometimes it's better to keep quiet than to go this low. I am very disappointed, and it worries me, and it should worry every Nigerian that we have people we should be looking forward to, people we should be looking up to, if they can resource to this level of compromise, just to defend, sustain their hold on leadership, hold on positions. It worries me. It worries me that a man like Fashola can reduce the conversation to that level. I'm very disappointed. The end can never justify the means. The processes matter. Processes matter. The 2023 presidential election, Nigeria presidential election, I believe that process has to be tested, and we have to right the wrong. Otherwise, it is going to haunt us, going forward. So we are not going to accept the most that Fashola has said, trying to sell us the idea that processes don't matter. Let's just leave Tinubu. We know that Tinubu is what he is. We know that he has questionable character. We know that he has issues with integrity. Yeah, he didn't say this verbatim, but it's easy to deduce this. It's easy to reduce all of this, much I said, to all of this. It's easy, except we are deceiving ourselves. Even he himself knows, as much as he tried to dabble here and there and try to dilly-dally, and read my role. That's the most I was saying. Oh, it's fine. We know Tinubu is what it is. We know, all of those issues with his account being linked to, drug activities and all of that. We know that his origin and history is shrouded in mystery. We know that his age is a subject of controversy. It appears that he may have erred, but he's worked so hard in politics, and I think we should just let him be. after all, it's service delivery that matters. No, no, I disagree with you, Mr. Fashola. I totally disagree, and I know that many Nigerians will disagree that the end can never justify the means. I totally disagree. I am highly embarrassed. I am highly embarrassed that he would reduce the conversation to that, and I think the Nigerians should not let this just go away. We should talk about it, and we should reject the idea that is being sold to us now that processes don't matter. Values don't matter anymore. There are minimal. Nobody's a saint. Nobody, of course, nobody's a saint. Really, of course. Why are we? Majority of Nigerians are talking about Peter Obi today. Peter Obi is representing the Hope movement because of just one factor, the factor of integrity. No matter what you're going to say about that man, this is not even trying to, unnecessarily blow his trumpet. This is a fact. Everybody knows it. Even his biggest detractors, his biggest critics will tell you that this man has integrity. You know the much that his critics and opposition have had to do to try to get something to hold on him. He's not been able to find anything. This is a man who's been governor, 2 tenures, and that is working for him today. So integrity matters, values matters. Integrity matter, values matter. The only factor, in fact, the whole of the Peter Obi Dati movement is hinged on the factor of integrity. So you can't, and it is the minimum, requirement for leadership, across board. So to now say, oh, it really doesn't matter, so no. That should not be acceptable. I am saying it again. It is highly embarrassing to see Fashola, go this low. I am embarrassed, and it should be said, it should be talked about, and it should be called out. It should be called out. There is no way we are going to reduce the conversation. There's no way we are going to reduce the bar so low that we now agree that it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Our past don't matter. When it comes to politics and leadership, and when it comes to people aspiring to the top office at various levels, matters of value must continue to be at the front burner. It must continue to be one of the major considerations. And because we have really not considered this over the years, we've had to pay for this. And the rankings are there for you to see. Nigeria is one of the most corrupt, as it's been said, it's one of the most corrupt nations on the earth today. That's the price we're having to pay. We are seeing how downplaying on values has affected the various facets of our, economy, our lives. So there's no way we are going to be downplaying on that now. No, there's no going back. Values will matter, integrity will matter, processes will matter, and we must elect and continue to insist on, leaders of integrity. And we must be able to subject those who want to govern, those who want to aspire to lead at the very level of public office, elected public office. They must subject themselves to scrutiny. We must check their track record, and we are not going to accept that it doesn't matter and that processes really don't matter. It's service delivery, it's good governance. How do you give good governance if you don't have a track record, of abiding by the rule of law? If you don't have a track record of integrity, of sustaining values? So that's the much I want to say. That's the much I want to talk about in this live. I don't think it's necessary to extend this beyond now. So I've showed you the much I want to show you, and you can probably go back and look at that interview, and you can share your thoughts, drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this matter, and we can probably continue the engagement right there. And please, if you're new to the channel, do me the favor of subscribing. And if you've watched this video, please do not leave without liking. That would be very unfair. You know, a couple of persons have joined the live, and I thank you. But please do like, and if you don't mind, also comment, and you can even do me extra favor by sharing. That would really be awesome. It is the least you can do to support me. And please, I would, you know, enjoin you to continue to engage me in all of these conversations that I bring up. And the best way to do that is by commenting, sharing, liking. So thank you. That's the much that I want to do tonight. Do have a good night, and I keep praying for Nigeria. May 29 is upcoming. It's really close now, and I don't know. I don't know. It's seeming like it's still a long road. Let's pray for Nigeria. Let's pray for Nigeria. Let's hope for the best. I am very confident that Nigeria, this is the worst that we will ever have. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that from here going forward, however it is, Nigeria will be better for all of us. So, my Nigeria people, una do well. Thank you for joining.